Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Post podcast. With me, as always, is my co-host, Chris Ronan. We are dropping on Thanksgiving week, so for all of our listeners, have a good Thanksgiving. Have a good Black Friday. Black Friday, now that I bring that up. Have you ever done Black Friday shopping?
Fuck that. No.
You're a Cyber Monday type of guy?
I just don't. I don't know. I don't shop the sales.
No?
No, I don't know. There's just not really that much benefit in it to me. I just feel like, whatever.
It is.
I'm just not going to get out there and, wake up at 4 a.m. and pitch a tent outside of Best Buy and fight some mother of four for a TV, you know?
For all of our listeners that don't know, Black Friday it starts right at midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning here in the States, the night after Thanksgiving. It's a big, big holiday here for people who want to save money for especially Christmas shopping. So that's where you can probably look up Black Friday on YouTube and see the absolute degenerates that come out at night after Thanksgiving and see the that's the one thing I hate about Thanksgiving is that Black Friday, see those thousands of people just crowding the Target door and just coming in and snagging. I think I saw a few years ago there was a video of some older woman, had been in her 40s, snatching something off of a little girl. I'm like, all right, this is kind of bringing out the worst of people.
Yeah.
But would you do that?
It's American greed right there.
Yep. If Goalie Monkey had that,
if Goalie Monkey had anything on their shelves, I'd consider it. But last time I went there was nothing. There was maybe 5-6 sets of pads there. It's just not what it once was. It's nuts.
No. I went to Pure Hockey, and I was looking at their pads and goalie section. I'm like, why do you guys have a better, bigger section now than Goalie Monkey?
Yeah, they stepped it up in a big way. I think Goalie Monkey started to get a little competitive with them. Personally, I stopped shopping at Pure Hockey and started going to Monkey Sports, and then I went there recently within the last maybe 6 months and realized this place isn't all it's cracked up to be anymore. It's not good. So I personally prefer to go to Pure Hockey, but
maybe
that's just me.
Maybe I need to go. Give them another go. Maybe it was a time where guys were just grabbing new gear and shit, and their shelves are going low, and maybe a different next time around. Because I always loved going to Goalie Monkey, man. Hockey Monkey, you nailed it, and just try out all the gear, look at all the stuff, and be like, I'll buy you eventually, just not now.
They're awesome there too. They were super knowledgeable back when I first started buying gear and everything. The guy Whack there is a industry legend, just world-renowned, goalie expert, goalie gear, savant. That guy knows everything.
Yeah, I got swooped, whatever the hell you want to say. I went to Monkey Sports 2019, 2018, and I was talking to one of the reps there for Vaughn or someone, and they had this big sale for sets. And right behind me, if you guys watch those pads, there's also a glove and blocker that I have at the house, and the whole set altogether was $600.
Oh, damn!
And I was just like, word, put that on the credit card, I'll buy it off. But I ended up not liking them. Those are the Vaughn V7s. I ended up not liking them, but the glove and blocker I love. But
so wait, what do you mean you got had?
I feel like if I'm gonna buy, I saw $600, I'm like, yes, all the way. Instead of am I gonna use them? But technically, we do use them.
I don't think that's you getting had. I think that's you not knowing what you wanted.
Yeah.
I don't know. When I hear someone say they got had, they got swooped and scooped, I would assume you got scammed. You paid $600 and they either never gave you pads or here's some beat up shit pads.
I mean, from what I remember being there and like, I don't know, maybe I'll come back another day. And he goes, oh, dude, just try these on. And then oh, you know what would look good with that? Oh, this glove and blocker. And then it's really pumped me up, really trying to get that sale. And he got it.
Yeah, I don't know. That just doesn't sound like a scam to me. It sounds like he sold you something that probably could have worked for any other goalie. They look like nice pads. They look like they would have worked. It looks like they got some puck marks on them.
They look nice. I tried so many times to try to get me to like those pads, but I just couldn't. They have the sliding toe bridge that they got rid of, and for good reasons. Just not a fan of it. I tried. I don't even want to talk about it. But I feel like that $600 just down the drain. And for goalie equipment too, you can't resell them.
You can. There's definitely an aftermarket for goalie equipment.
Yeah, but I tried going to like Play It Against Sports.
Oh, they won't give you shit. That's not how you resell goalie equipment,
No,
for sure.
They just wouldn't take them. I'm like, does anyone buy? You'd have to go to like some Facebook group or you find some goalie group and be like, hey, I got these like lightly used. Try to sell them off.
That's what I would have done, yep.
Mm-hmm. But I'm glad I kind of still have them now. I'm thinking about it. Looks good in the background.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, buddy, what'd you do tonight? Getting real quiet over there.
I actually got invited out for a little bar crawl action with Viva Tequila Seltzers. They're very good. I had Matt try a couple of them. What'd you think? Pretty good, right?
Oh, they were delicious.
Local guy, Steve Thurston, created the company. It's just really good product, ready to drink cocktails, canned, 12 ounces. I mean, all the flavors are really good. That's really all I got on it, but I just went out, hit a couple spots in Southie. Matt was a legend and gave me a free Uber ride home. Stopped and got some Chinese food at Mr. Chan's in East Milton Square.
I got a call at like 5 o'clock. Be like, hey, I'm in Southie. Can you pick me up on the way to my place? And I'm like, sure. And then like I was like, hey, I'm almost ready, so I'll pick you up. And he goes, hey, I got free beer if you want to come in. I was like, sure. And actually, it was a nice little spot.
Yeah, Lincoln, South Boston, definitely a great spot.
Mm-hmm. Southeast very different now.
Yeah, a lot of good food there, dude. There's a lot of good restaurant options now.
Yeah.
Loco's great Mexican food. Stats is awesome.
Besides the timing of places on a Friday, what was that place we were trying to check out? We're leaving. We're like, oh, we're hungry. Let's try out this pizza shop. It's like 8:30 at night, and you guys like, we're closing. I'm like, dude, do you just not want business?
9:45 they close, he said, but yeah.
Well, it was like 8:45. He said 9:45, and he was like, hey, we're closing. I was like, okay. But I feel like if you're going to be in the middle of a strip right next to like a bunch of like Southie bars, you'd be open a little later to get that drunk money,
Yeah.
That's my thought, especially on like a Friday, Saturday night.
Yeah, I'd soak it up, but that's just me.
I don't know. It just that's my take. The guy doesn't care about the money. Like apparently not.
It's not what it's about.
That's not what it's about.
It's about the pie, making a nice pizza pie.
Hey, the pie. So we have like a couple things to talk about tonight, possibly. I don't know. I got a few things here. I did want to talk about Erik Karlsson here because you got me thinking of. You talked about his cap, and I didn't look up the cap beforehand. If you want to look that up, because the San Jose Sharks are currently listening to trades for Erik Karlsson,
as they have been for the past 4 seasons.
Right.
Apparently, news to Matt though.
But I'm just thinking because he's on such a goddamn heat streak right now that why would you listen to offers to trade one of your best players on the team?
Because you're spending too much money on him and you need to offload that massive salary cap dump that he is because he hasn't performed up to expectations leading up to this. Mm-hmm. He is currently 11 goals and 17 assists through 19 games. For a little perspective, he played 50 games the last season. He was 10 goals and 25 assists. The 3 seasons before that, he's only played 52, 56, and 53 games out of an 82-game season. He's posted 22, 40, and 45 points. So he has not earned his money there. I do not have the cap hit yet, but I will pull that up.
I didn't realize he was getting paid that much from San Jose. I didn't realize he got that much because there was talk about Erik Karlsson going back to Ottawa.
Why was there talk of Erik Karlsson going back to Ottawa?
I don't know. I was reading a few
He signed
things.
an 8-year, $92 million contract with the Sharks.
Holy
11.5 mil AAV. That was when he left Ottawa to go to San Jose.
God damn.
Why would he want to go back?
Damn. That's money right there. That's
one of the highest paid players in the leagues.
No wonder why they're trying to dump
him. Yeah.
Sergei
Bobrovsky of defenseman.
I did not realize he had that big of a contract.
Yeah, you could sell high on him if you want and then eat half that salary. Now he's, an average serviceable defenseman for any other NHL organization.
Yeah. So maybe not even Ottawa. Trying to think of like some team just trying to come up.
Cap space. That's what it's all about.
Cap space, exactly.
And he's not exactly a guy that's on the rise. He is probably on the back 9 of his career at 32 years of age. Mm-hmm. You're going to get, maybe 5 more years of like peak production out of him, if that. So that puts him at 37 years old. Like a team that is going to want that isn't a team like the Buffalo Sabres or the Chicago Blackhawks who have the cap space and room to bring a guy like that in because they don't want a back 9 player. They want a guy that's, middle and early in his career to be available for the next 5, 7, 10 years.
Right. Holy shit.
They're screwed. I think they're stuck with him.
Oh, yeah.
They'll obviously, listen to trades and things like that, and if they get something, they do. But they've been putting him out on the line to see what they can, reel in for the past 3 seasons, I would say.
If they could find a way to like retain at least like half the salary, I think
they can. But like, what good does that do you? You have 11.5 locked up in a defenseman that is arguably having one of the best years of his career. It's still early, only 20 games into the season, but what good does it do you to get rid of him but still lock up $5 million in cap space and just to move on from him and get, I don't know, a 2nd round pick this year and a 3rd round pick next year? I don't know what else you would package for that.
That's a good question.
It's not exactly like the Sharks are really hoping for anything this season because they are sitting in the 6th seed in the Pacific Division, a 6-10 record, 6-10-3 rather. 15 points so far in the season. Very far out of the playoff race, in my opinion.
Ooh. This would be like a Johnny Gaudreau situation where I think if he was to be traded, I don't think we'd be able to pinpoint exactly where. I was reading some. It must have been fan base shit. We're just like, yeah, we want Erik Karlsson back on the Ottawa Senators. That's probably it. But I don't know. Like if I were to pick a team for say, obviously cap space is huge, but think of a team with that cap space, with somewhat of a cap space like that. Like what team? What would you think Erik Karlsson would fit well in besides the San Jose Sharks?
If we're talking cap space, like willing, maybe Detroit would be kind of cool to see.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to think.
I mean, Dallas is pretty locked up with Ben and Sagan. The Bruins are pretty tight to the cap.
Mm-hmm.
The Sabres are wide open. The Blackhawks are wide open.
Oh, yeah.
Seattle probably has room. Seattle might be nice, but it's a division rival too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yep. Yeah, you got me thinking with Chicago Blackhawks.
But with a lot of these teams like that are good, there's not really any room. Like Edmonton's pretty tight to the cap. The Avalanche, even teams that are bad can get up close to the cap. Like the St. Louis Blues are pretty close, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Simone Edmonton, they've been falling down a bit as of late.
Yeah, 9-8-0, 5-5 in their last 10, 18 points of the season. They're in the 4 seed in their division. Calgary Flames right neck and neck with them in the 5 seed there.
Do you have Daily Faceoff up at all?
I do.
Can you look at their injury list? I was actually recently on TSN, I think the website was, and they have a good list of like the injuries for teams, and I was just quickly scrolling by, and some teams have like an absolute list currently, and yeah, I don't know if that's one of the teams. Sometimes I don't know. Early season probably injury lists could hurt a team like this, especially the players they have.
Evander Kane is out, I believe, 3 to 4 weeks with the wrist injury with the skate from last week. Pat Maroon.
That's right.
Mike Smith is technically on their IR, but he's basically done for the season. Oscar Klefbom is on IR. I don't have an update on him, and Kailer Yamamoto is also out currently.
Oh, damn.
That's it. Not too bad though. Yamamoto and Kane are pretty big when they're first, second line guys.
Right. I did want to talk. I just remembered. I did want to talk about last episode. We made a boo boo, and it was picked up pretty quick by one of our fans. We talked about 22, and we're talking about Sean Thornton retiring his number, and
for the Bruins.
The Bruins, and we quickly were just like, oh yeah, we talked about this. Willie Ree's number was retired for the Bruins, and I was like, oh boy. So kind of want to just bring that out and say we fucked up, but we fuck up a good amount. But it's weird to think as soon as you messaged me about that, I was like, shit. Because as soon as you said it, I was like, dude, we literally talked about this like last year when he did it. I was like, damn, I wish I could have just remembered, but.
Yeah, I wish I could say no pun intended, but I literally didn't put 2 and 2 together there where Willie O'Ree was number 22. But I did remember that he did get his number retired. I just didn't know which number it was, so that was on me.
It's all right. We make mistakes. And we have people out there to be like, hey, you messed up, bud. So, with that said, I do want to move on to something cool that you showed me, and it was Phil Kessel Phil Kessel's got his custom 1,000 consecutive game jacket. The logos. He's got the logos of every team he played on the jacket, as well as the number of games from each team he played for. And I thought that jacket's cool as shit and definitely one of a kind. Think they're gonna be selling that in Vegas, like for the fans?
No, I think that's a very unique jacket. I think it's very personally kind of lame, kind of cliche. And Phil Kessel's not a big flashy front of the media kind of guy. I think he's one of the guys that's gonna dust this under the rug a little bit. But I don't know. I thought it was a little over the top. Yeah, it's cool and everything, but I don't know, just not Phil Kessel's style.
Yeah.
One thing that I do like about Kessel going to Vegas this season, though, is he's a big poker player. You see him a lot on like the World Poker Tour, and he's friends with like Daniel Negreanu, who's a vocally big hockey fan. So that jacket did definitely scream Vegas to me. Obviously, like something you'd see like walking around the casino kind of shit. But maybe he will be wearing it. But I kind of think that it's just gonna get framed or up in the closet kind of thing.
Right.
Vegas is on a heater. They're 14-4 this season, 8-2 in their last 10.
Oh
too.
my god, yeah.
First in the Pacific.
Vegas, New Jersey, Boston Bruins. That's like the top 3 teams in the league right now. It's just on.
All of which is unexpected.
Yeah. We never really talk about New Jersey, and here they are.
And Dallas and Winnipeg both of the fighting for the top spot in the Central as well. Like 2 also unexpected teams out that way.
Wild to think about. Absolutely wild. We want to go back to Phil Kessel, Dan Negreanu. You've been down sort of I should say back on the rabbit hole of poker. We talked about this in our beginning episodes with Dan Negreanu, Phil Hellmuth, and stuff. And we DM each other on Instagram, and your DMs as of late have just been world style poker, and even I'm just watching them ooh. Back in COVID when everyone's just inside. I went down that YouTube rabbit hole. Phil Hellmuth, Tony G, Negreanu, man. We're down that rabbit hole, and you're kind of bringing me back. You ready? Ready to be a world star poker player? Bud?
Yeah, I love it, dude. I definitely want to get into it. I think I'm gonna take a trip up to Encore soon. I'm just kind of waiting for the iron moment to strike here, yeah, to see when I can get a little bankroll going, $200, head up and see what I can get done.
Yeah, we all hung out with our friends last Saturday. You brought over your poker stuff, and I was kind of learning as we go. And it's interesting when the chips aren't real, but I can only imagine it's actual money on the line, because that would make you sweat a lot more.
Yeah, but that's why I like the home games, because you get a good table of 7 guys going, right? $20 buy-in, $140 on the line.
Mm-hmm.
You give second place their money back, $120 to first place kind of thing.
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a heavy investment, but if you come out and win the night, you get a free $100 on top of your $20 buy-in,
Dude.
Kind of nice.
Imagine if you just worked for Vegas. It's just hey, gonna just get some money and just hit the hit the strip and just see what goes on.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Vegas, man. I still to this day want to go to a Vegas Golden Knights. And you already did, right? Or you were?
No, speaking of which, I believe I'm going to be going to the April 1st Vegas Golden Knights versus Minnesota Wild game out in Vegas.
Nice.
Yeah, catch a little red eye over, red eye out, just in and out, catch a game. Check it off the bucket list.
That's going to
be another stadium down.
That's going to be sick.
Yeah. Tickets ain't cheap there, though.
No, really?
Yeah. It's $150 for a balcony.
Whoa.
Yeah.
But they always seem to sell out, though.
They always do? Is that what you said?
I wouldn't say they always do. I'm just saying they always seem to at least get a good amount of people.
Yeah, and it's definitely, definitely away fans coming to visit. I feel like it's not really, a massive home crowd advantage being in Vegas.
Right, yeah.
I think I personally am going to go undercover and wear a Vegas jersey. I don't own a Wild one, and
you're a nice
I'm not
one?
I'm not really a big Wild fan, so I'll wear my Vegas jersey out there and watch.
Might as
I'm
well.
not going to be that guy that shows up in a Bruins jersey for a Vegas Minnesota game.
No. I almost did that for the Vancouver Canucks. I think it was Vancouver versus Arizona Coyotes when I was in Vancouver.
Yeah, but you scammed those poor old people.
Scammed him, buddy. I needed the money at the time. But yeah, I feel like 2017 it was when Vegas came into the league. I feel like ever since then, Vegas has been doing insanely well. I feel like I don't ever recall, besides COVID, I don't remember any time I've watched a Vegas Golden Knights game and just seen a bunch of empty seats. feel like they still get asses in the seats. Like they've been doing really well since coming in. And
Yeah, it's pretty easy when you're one of the top 3 tourist destinations in the country to.
right. And
You know.
I still remember them calling it. I still remember them saying, "Hey, Vegas Golden Knights are coming to the NHL." I was like, like just in my mind, I'm like Vegas. I'm like, you're gonna get to strip people, all this and this, and they just proved me fucking wrong. It's unbelievable. Great fan base.
Definitely didn't expect them to be as good as they were out the gate, as we talk about basically weekly, I feel like. But they have maintained the success. This was supposed to be the year that, like, all right, they were on the fringe. They missed playoffs last year by, like, a game. They were watching one at the end of the season, hoping for one team to win, and didn't happen, so they ended up sitting out. But this year was supposed to be the year that they just, like, kind of started to head south, but they've flipped that script quite early this season.
Mm-hmm. Dude. You back on the Vegas bandwagon?
It's not a bandwagon when you've been on it since day one, is it? It's called being a fan,
I thought
baby.
you hopped off for a little
It's
while.
called being a fan,
no,
baby.
you know what? It was the Flyers. It's Flyers.
No, the Vegas too. I was out on the back office. I like to be a fan of the team, but fuck that back office.
I'm with you on that. But holy shit.
The Flyers are always pushed for. I mean, 7-7-3 to start the season. Again, 6th in the league. 6th in their division to start the season. Definitely not good. Tortorella has a little bump for them, but their division is just so tough. Did you end up seeing the Tortorella interview the other day?
Yeah, well, they're on the bench.
Yeah.
He's just like, how could you do better?
Yeah.
He's just
They're like, oh, what's going on this period? What hell did you guys slow down in your own zone? Things like that. Like, what's going on here? He's like, we need a forecheck. We suck. That was it. And then he's like, all right, well, what can we do better next period for, your guys? He's like, forecheck. And they're like, all right, thanks, Torch. He's like, yeah, thanks. He rips the headset off, knocks his glasses off, fucking, like, storms off the bench.
I love Torts. I love those interviews, but I still hate, regardless if I love the coach or not, or the whatever, I still hate those interviews, like, mid-game, just, like, bothering a coach and be like literally in the middle of a play, like, hey, how do you feel like you're doing? I'm like, dude, wait till, like,
the only time it bothers me is during playoffs, because that's when it really matters. Like, we can't be doing this, in my opinion. Like, I don't have time for this. And if a coach were to step up and say, like, I don't have time for this right now, he would get fined by the league, like the maximum amount he can get fined, because it's in his contract to, do whatever kind of duties he has to do for the league to grow the game and perform these interviews, Right. So I think it's bogus at a certain point, but
still better than Pierre Maguire.
Hit him with the Belichick effect. Just fucking, we'll cover that next week. We're on to next week. We're on to Cincinnati.
Torts can't do it now because he's on the bench and has nowhere to go, but I still love it. He's done it on YouTube especially. There's at least 5 times that I've seen where both Columbus and the New York Rangers, where he would just, like, post-game interview, he'd walk up and be like, listen, I'm not taking any answers. We sucked. I'll see you guys all, like, after the next game, and just, like, leave.
Can't do
that.
Check the box.
Can't just leave the bench and be like, we suck. I'm leaving. See you later. I don't know. Fucking, we're getting there. We're getting to the Torts. They just got to piss them off a little more. We're gonna start seeing the Torts that we want to see. But I think Torts is doing a hell of a job at the Philadelphia Flyers, in my opinion. I know they're not doing too well currently right now, and I know he's pissed off with the team. But the way they started off this season was just like, yeah, okay, yep. They're not gonna come around. They're not gonna turn a fucking huge 180. But
I mean, they kind of did out of the gate. They're 7-7-3 right now on a 5-game skid, which means they started the season 7-2-3. And I really do think that Tortorella has a big factor in it, but right behind him, number 2, is Carter Hart having a bounce-back year.
Oh, yeah.
Putting up pretty decent numbers. And another guy I'll lump in with him is his former teammate, Martin Jones, over in Seattle. That team is definitely outperforming where they were trending this season. He and his squad are 9-5-3 out in their division, 3rd in the Pacific, 7-2-1 in their last 10. I feel like Martin Jones is definitely putting up some solid goaltending numbers, and Carter Hart, maybe not the numbers, but getting the results that he needed initially,
Right. What was I going to say? 2 goalies that I'm just past 2 weeks, maybe when I've been doing notes, I just like there's 2 goalies that I want to talk about. Matt Murray's back and Carter Hart, but I feel like I don't want to talk about them at the same time because they'll like have a few great games and I'll be like, oh, cool, they have like a little bounce back. And as soon as this fucking episode drops, like one's hurt, The other one's just like GAA, just fucking skyrockets and just not looking good. So I'm like, so I like kind of like wait it out. Like I'm waiting out Carter Hart. I'm waiting out Matt Murray here. Matt Murray's back from his injury, and so far so good for Matt Murray with the Toronto Maple Leafs and Carter Hart. I want to wait it out. I want to see like halfway through the season and be like, okay, maybe I can make like a full-blown assumption with these two guys.
No, who's the guy you don't have to wait out for, though, is Connor Hellebuck with the Winnipeg Jets. 10-4-1 to start the season, 8-1-1 in the last 10. I believe Connor Hellebuck is probably the second best goalie in the league for a couple stats.
GAA save percentage, right behind Linus Ullmark for the Boston Bruins. Who's third? There's some random goalie for third for save percentage. I don't know why. Oh, it was not Keith Kincaid. Vitek Vanacek.
Yeah, Vanacek's been playing very well for New Jersey as well.
That's with missing, or is he back? Mackenzie Blackwood. Vitek Vanacek has been playing excellent, and I think we gave him some slack when we brought the whole Mackenzie Blackwood situation. We're like, is Vitek Vanacek going to be that guy to help get it done? And he is. He's that guy to stop the puck, and look good in net. So, and that backup too that we talked about last week. Oh, God, I can't remember his name for the life of me for the New Jersey Devils, but he's played 2 games, and he's played 2 solid games. We just watched a few highlights.
What's his name? Akira Smeed? Is that his name? Schmid?
Is it Schmid? Yeah. So, good goalies. Good. They have 2 good goalies, too, and Schmid's coming in, looking good. I like, I don't know, the goals that we saw for Schmid were, like, weird ones. Like, I don't know if he could stop it. What was the one that went past his glove that was like off a defenseman? I was like, not really could you do that.
Yeah, I think it went off of Perron's skate. Am I thinking of a different game? Probably.
Maybe.
I think I'm thinking of Washington and St. Louis. Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of. But we watched a lot of highlights before.
Yep. But looking good. The New Jersey Devils are looking good. Actually, right before when I met Chris at the bar, I was talking to him like, I think the New Jersey Devils are. I think everyone on their team at least has a point. And there's this one player who's only played 3 games, and that was it for the New Jersey Devils. But every player on the New Jersey Devils currently has a point, and I could say the exact same thing for the Vegas Golden Knights. It's unbelievable, those 2 teams. Probably say the same thing about the Boston Bruins. I totally missed on those stats because I was too enthralled with the Golden Knights and New Jersey Devils, especially New Jersey Devils, because they have been falling by the wayside.
Yeah, I definitely think they have. I seem to have harped on them about being a suck pump New Jersey team organization. But I think a lot of the brunt of it has rested on Nico Hischier and Miles Wood. A guy that is starting to put the puck in the back of the net again is Jack Hughes. I believe he got his 5th of the season either tonight. No, it must have been last night. Only one game on tonight, 10 o'clock start between Vancouver and LA. But, Miles Wood and Nico Hischier definitely carrying the weight of this organization, this team. Dougie Hamilton stepping up. He got another goal the other night, too. I don't know what is getting the job done for these guys, but goaltending definitely has to be a part of it, and it's definitely good to see Mackenzie Blackwood back in net again.
I think it's just all around. I think the team just all around is good. Like you're just talking.
But
about,
they weren't
like,
built like that. Like it doesn't. Yeah, right. It doesn't make sense. Last year, this wasn't the same team.
Right, 100%. Like you wonder like what the hell's going on. I love how you say they're not built like that because you're right. They're just not built like that. But for
they're too young. They're too young for this. This is the Rangers of last season when they were just popping off like crazy.
It's just you look at the names too. Miles Wood has been fucking unreal. Dougie Hamilton's like fucking great. Thomas Tatar looking good. I think he's got his first goal with the Devils against the Montreal Canadiens, his former team. But like, yeah, you're right. Talking about Nico Hischier, Jesper Bratt, man,
Jesper Bratt's been absolutely massive too.
I mean,
is Jesper Wallstad on that team? Am I thinking of someone else? Who's the goalie Wallstad?
There's a Jesper Wallstad, but I think is in the Swedish hockey league currently.
Yep.
And I don't know, man. Just good guys, good local dudes all around for the New Jersey Devils. And I don't know, they're it's just funny talking about them in like the beginning of a season where it'll be funny like midway through for some reason. Some team like this will just kind of hit a wall and it's like start eating shit.
You know who's already hit a wall early this season are the Pittsburgh Penguins, 7-7-3. 3-5-2 in their last 10. They came out of the gates guns blazing, and it seemed to have, kind of lost a step and fallen to the wayside, slipping into that 5 seed in the Metropolitan Division.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. A team that I brought up actually that you were just like, there's no fucking way. The worst team in the league currently is the Anaheim Ducks. No longer the Vancouver Canucks, but the Anaheim Ducks. They fell apart, and I don't know what to do at all. I don't even know what to think at this point. Like you just talked about the Pacific, right?
Yep.
And we talked about how Edmonton's fourth, and somehow I keep wanting to say Las Vegas Golden Knights. So LA Kings are second in the Pacific. Seattle is third. Like, that Pacific is just insane. And I remember you talking about when we were doing the division breakdowns that you thought, we kind of both collectively thought the Pacific might have been like the weakest of the divisions. Mm-hmm. And it's weird to think that for us, especially, like, a weak division can bounce like this. Like, Calgary and Edmonton just barely. Calgary currently is not even like in a playoff spot whatsoever, which is just an insane mindset to have from everything they've done in the offseason and signing Matthew Tkachuk. Not Matthew Tkachuk. Signing. I was right with Matthew Tkachuk. Yeah.
Huberdeau.
Oh, Huberdeau. They signed Daryl Sutter. They're doing like a whole bunch of signings. Like they were just set. They had Dan Vladar, Jacob Markstrom, and here they are, fifth in the Pacific, like right below Edmonton, and then somehow right below Seattle Kraken and the LA Kings that were just like two of almost the worst in the Pacific Division, especially last season. So I don't know, just kind of curveballs here, but I guess if you're gonna go in a rut. Oh, didn't we talk about this last week or the week before? Remember I was talking about, like, if you're going to go in a rut, I think I said I would rather in the beginning of the season than toward the end. Did you have the same thought, or did you have something
No,
different?
I think, like, after the middle of the season to, like, the second half, like, late is almost the best spot, but it can't be right before the playoffs. Right before the playoffs is where you really need to catch fire and, like, get your guys going and ready to roll. And at the end of the day, I think, playoffs all comes down to health. It's all about staying healthy and keeping guys up in the lineup, because the second that you have to be calling up AHL guys and, black aces to fill in for first, second, third line guys that are out injured, like, that's where you start to lack in talent on the roster, and other teams will expose those areas of the ice for you.
Right.
You think about men's league, and no offense to our men's league players, but the right D is really solid and the left D isn't. Guess what? Every time they're breaking into your offensive zone or your defensive zone, they're going to be coming down that left D side. Mm-hmm. They're not going to want to go through the guy that's, a solid first line defenseman.
Right. I just kind of I went back to our little breakdown here. I've been liking these notes just to go back to see how these teams have done. I mean, so I want to go back to the Seattle Kraken and wonder how the hell they are where they are. I don't know. They re-signed Morgan Geekie this offseason. Ryan Donato re-signed. Carlson Kuhlman re-signed. And then the only three big pickups they had was Andre Burakovsky from the Avalanche, Justin Schultz from the Capitals, and Martin Jones from the Flyers. And we just talked about Martin Jones really solidifying his spot right there at Seattle Kraken, which is great with Grubauer kind of.
Yeah, I think that's key takeaway number one with the Seattle Kraken is they're getting good goaltending this season, and that's really how you start to build a team. Mm-hmm. You have to start from the back out. Grubauer and Jones getting back to their old selves back in the day. Mm-hmm. They moved on in age and got a little younger by moving on from Mark Giordano, right, who went over to the Maple Leafs. And I think up front, we're young, but we're giving, young talent some opportunity to play a little bit. Matt Beniers, Shane Wright, those kind of guys, like let them fly a little bit, make mistakes, learn from them.
Thinking about Shane Wright, he's not getting the play time that he wanted.
He did further in. It's still a low average because of the beginning of the season when GM and owner weren't seeing eye to eye. Yep. But he's starting to get a little more action, a little more ice time, and actually get to play rather than being healthy scratch for a 3-game homestand.
Right. Actually, two guys that I want to talk about. We talked about these guys in the offseason. I think I talked about this in the definitely to the division breakdowns, where I talked about teams that in the offseason coming into this next season, or this season just in general, coming back with like a full roster ready to go instead of like injuries and shit. And we're just watching the Seattle Kraken, and we're just talking about Brandon Tanev, who's been unbelievable, and as well as he was out. So Brandon Tanev suffered season-ending injury, an ACL injury last December, and like that was it. So he was out the majority of last season. And then we talked about Jaden Schwartz, had hand surgery and dealt with an upper body injury. He only played 37 games last season. So both those guys coming back like ready to like full swing powerhouse.
Shot out of a cannon, those two.
Oh yeah. Tanev looking unbelievable. Who were they playing? Arizona Coyotes. I can't remember who the. Fuck! I'm putting us both on the spot here. We watched so many highlights, and Tanev had like some sick few goals, man. And it was just like, dude, he's just like, he's ready to come back. He's ready to fucking.
And Schwartz too,
throw the
same
biscuit
thing.
in the basket, you know. So, I think that's what we're seeing. I think that's what we're seeing with the New Jersey Devils, maybe, or something. Bruins especially. I don't know. That's just my thought. These guys are just ready to go, and sometimes you need sometimes teams have the players. It's just the injuries that's hurting them. So I don't know what to say about the Vancouver Canucks though.
Yeah.
Because I thought they were
Bruce
kind
there
of
it
a
ain't.
swing. I mean, I don't know. That's my take. That's my take on it.
Yeah.
Yep. So how you feeling over there, bud?
I'm good.
You're getting quiet.
Yeah, I don't know which direction you want me to take this boat in.
The boat's still afloat. Yeah, we're good to go. I did want to bring up something. Did you see the Scott Wedgwood situation?
Yeah, that was very weird, very awkward, the way that he kind of like overextended, and then like the pressure of someone pushing onto his lower body as he rotated awkwardly, like that's what really did it. Like you could see the exact moment when he was like, oh shit, and like reached behind himself, threw the blocker off, like this isn't good, you know?
Yeah.
I don't think it was anything, dare I say major, like, because people were, as bad as it sounds, right? He's down on the ice, he's not moving a lot, yeah. But it's not because he can't move. It's because he knows, like, it really fucking hurts to move, so I'm not going to move, you know?
Right.
When I was looking at things online, it was like, oh, he's down on the ice. He's not moving his lower body at all, like, making it seem like he has no ability to move his lower extremities.
Yeah.
Like, doctors obviously check that shit immediately, like, can you wiggle your toes, things like that. Yeah. But I just think, like, it's more of a matter of, like, don't move it rather than I can't move it, you know?
Right. He was in a weird spot. I was kind of trying to put myself in his situation, and I don't know about you, but like what I've been doing for the past it's been very recent, probably the past like 3 or 4 weeks now at the gym. I give it a point to like stretch out my back. Like I'll like I don't know what the hell. That's like a bar thing that helps you with stretching, and I'll just like I'll twist my like whole upper body, and cause you ever have that. I don't know if it's because of my age at this point, but you ever, like, say you need to, like, turn around or, like, turn back and, like, pick something up at a weird angle, and all of a sudden there's a shooting pain. And,
yeah,
like,
your sciatica's acting up, you old man.
It's got to be it.
It really is, though. That's the sciatic nerve shooting up your spine. You feel that tingling and, the sharp quickness of like, oh shit, that's your body being like, yeah, stop doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's definitely part of the routine. I'm sure the NHL guys do it if bum-ass beer league guys like me and you are both doing it. Because, I mean, that's part of my warm-up ritual when I'm, at the rink. It's work the groin, the inside area, the hips, even to the outside. I push the pad out when I'm stretching it.
Right.
And then the next one is, like, I loosen it up with a couple of quick twists. And then I do, like, the behind the back, like Vasilevsky.
Yeah.
Bend all the way back.
Yep.
And then I get the arms moving after that. So.
Yeah. I almost pretty much nail it. I stopped doing the twisting that you do. But, like, are you getting better with the back? I remember, like, years ago, I was really pushing. I don't know what video. I don't know who the goalie was. He was from Calgary. This is years ago. I can't remember. I remember seeing him do that stretch, and they had like the net cam footage, and like seeing him like bend all the way back and like literally like look upside down at the camera that was in the net.
I know Vasilevsky does that still. I don't know who else does, but
I was like, damn, that's cool. And then I tried doing it. I was like, oh, it's a lot harder than I thought. So like I really pushed for it, because when you do that, like your what do you call this right here on the top of your legs? You really start to stretch those. And
Not the hamstring, the quadriceps, right? The muscles in the front. Yeah.
You really start to stretch those. Like, oh man, like doing that. It's like having like a massage. Like I have a massage before.
Yeah, I hated it.
Yeah.
I'm not one that like enjoys being like touched though. Like my wife will she likes to like to have her arm rubbed. Like she does that to me. I'm like, stop. Like it feels really fucking weird. Like no.
I had an issue with my T-band.
T-band's big to stretch out and maximize, reach and elasticity.
Right. And then I had an issue with like my right shoulder. Oh, my right
rotator cuff.
Rotator cuff,
I believe, is on the back. I forget what this one is though. I know what you're talking about.
But it was funny because I was telling the massage therapist, I was like, yeah, I keep warming this up, I keep massaging this, and just like don't. He goes, so instead of like, it's weird how everything connects. So she was just like, don't do that. Then she went around like my back to like the top of the back and started rubbing that. And I was like, I don't feel anything. And she's like, now rotate it. And I was like, that feels a lot better somehow. Like, you don't think about it, but like, say like something like with your upper body hurts, like the massage therapist would be like, all right, well, it's your foot. Like, just massage your foot. Like, the fuck, the hell does this have to do with anything? And then you get up, you're like, well, what the hell? Why does that feel so much better?
Yeah, they know all those cool little pressure points and like how this connects to that kind of thing and how to loosen everything up. It's pretty cool though. As like a science aspect of it.
Yeah. I went down a like body learning time on YouTube, and there's a guy called chiropractic medicine, I think, on YouTube, and smart fucking dude. And I learned a lot about it, but he'd have people come in and he'd sit down and be like, all right, what's wrong? And he'd kind of assess them. And some things, man, like a woman had like an issue with like her back of her neck, and he had her laid down and he just like grabbed her foot, kind of like found a place like where it's at, and like rigorously fucking just started like grabbing her leg, I should say, and just like keep jabbing at it, and somehow that fixed like her neck. I was like, it's insane, like how we learned this shit.
Yeah, it's nuts.
To me. So that means, I don't know what that means for Scott Wedgwood. I want to go back to Scott Wedgwood because that's kind of where we got to this point, but I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I just honestly think at the end of the day, it's a very tough hit for a successful Dallas team at the time being. Jason Robertson really putting the team on his back there, showing up late to training camp, getting his contract, getting paid, picking up the slack for Jamie Benn and Tyler Seguin, who actually this season have started to actually show up and perform up to their standards for, the salary cap that they're taking up. So I do have high hopes for this team, but I don't exactly, I wouldn't exactly bet on them.
Right.
That Central Division is a little wild.
No. I was going to say Minnesota wild, but they're
not so wild.
Not so wild. Yeah. So, want to look at you over there stretching and yawning.
Yeah, I think it's bedtime for me.
Ready to call it.
I could pack it up right now, dude.
Okay.
Just fall asleep in the
little
nice.
Quick and early podcast for everyone.
Just a little cat nap.
For everyone who's watched my most recent mic'd up with Matt episode, at the end I kind of explained what's going on. I haven't been able to post anything or edit anything besides that one, and I've just been really busy, especially this week. I've had a bunch of stuff going on. There's a storage unit that I have.
I didn't realize how busy you could be with 2 weeks of vacation. That's pretty sick.
Yeah, well, so the first week didn't go as planned. I wanted all this done within the first week. What I'm doing now, what I'm in the middle of now, I wanted done last week, and just nothing went to plan. So I was just like, all right. And then everything had to be done this week, and I'm just kind of like in a rush mode, and it's just been a fucking mess. But I'm finally almost done. And, I just haven't had time. Like, just editing and all this stuff. So this will be like a little quick episode for everyone.
In the Crease with Chris coming 2023.
It's coming.
It's a guarantee.
I mean, you got the mic. I told you to get the mic.
I don't have the mic.
Did you buy it yet?
No.
That's all you need.
No, I need a GoPro too.
You can borrow one of mine.
Yeah, I will. But I don't just need the mic. It's not all I need. I need the GoPro too.
Yeah, I have everything you need.
You just won't give me your fucking mic.
No, because the
Scumbag.
mic is. I got it here. It's not moving.
Scumbag.
Sorry, it is what it is. But yeah, so A little quick episode for everyone for Thanksgiving. I hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving. With that said, let's do a slurp. Ready for another slurp?
Jello shot action.
Mm-hmm.
Check out posttopostpod.com for all your Black Friday shopping needs and essentials.
I need to buy nips. Oh no, dude! I think we sat these out way too long. I talked about like it's good to like thaw these out, but this is weird. No, I'm scared. You already got yours off? Okay. It's like overflowing.
Cheers, buddy.
Bud. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Ugh. Why was that weird? Oh, you know why? I'm mixing the Truly Citrus Punch with that flavor.
I let mine sit in my mouth for like way too long. I just like couldn't suck it down for a second there.
All right. Well, let's call it up.
Thanks everyone for listening. If there's anything you want to see us cover next episode, let us know. Our links are in the description, and we'll see you all next week.
Bye, guys.
Peace.